are talking about step 5 in the Bridging the Gap challenge. Now, I know I gave you yesterday to catch up because I gave you a lot of work to do, right? So, I gave you yesterday to catch up. So, hopefully, you've caught up. So, we're moving on to step number 5, which is our stoppers and blockers. Now, what are those, right? So, your stoppers and blockers are those things that have prevented you from completing your goals in the past. Now, they could be fears, they could be habits, and they could be people, right? So, what fears have you been holding on to that have stopped you from trying to accomplish these goals in the past? What habits have prevented you from trying to work towards a goal that you've been working towards in the past, right? What people do you have around you that are in your circle that just don't get what it is that you're working towards, right? Or they're always sending you down like the safe path, right? There are some of those people that, yes, they want you to be safe. Yes, they can't see the vision that you have. So, how do you minimize like the effects that they have in your life, right? Because sometimes the words that they're saying are getting into your head, and then you stop working towards the goals that you want because you're letting not only your negative self talk, but their negative self talk to get into your head and stop you from working towards the thing that you actually want to accomplish. So, in today's challenge, stoppers and blockers, that's what I need you to identify. I need you to identify what are those things that are stopping or blocking you from getting to your goals. So, first, we're going to talk about fears. What fears are holding you back? I need you to write down all the fears. Is it, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown? What are those fears that are holding you back? I need you to write them down. Next, I need you to write down what are those bad habits that you have that just won't go away. Like, for example, when I was in corporate America, one of the one of the not habits, but one of the things that they used to do, right, when we have a meeting, is some people used to bring in like a bowl of candy in the meeting room, right? Like, so if you're working on trying to lose weight and they bring in this bowl of candy every time in the meeting, a habit that I had was going to get the candy because I mean they brought it there. You want them to feel like okay, they brought the candy for a reason, so you just take one, right? Even though you know you're trying to lose weight, so you shouldn't probably take the candy. What is your candy habit, right? What is the bad habit that has prevented you from whatever it was in the past? Like making excuses, not making the time. What are your bad habits that you probably need to work on? I just need you to identify the bad habit today. Then we're going to talk about how we're going to address it tomorrow. So just identify what your bad habits are. And next, I want you to identify who those people are who are giving you that extra negative feedback, that extra negative. You have your own negative self talk, but you have other people who are coming into your life and they're giving you the negative stuff too, right? Or the they don't believe in you talk, or the safety talk, right? Like, why don't you just get a job, like everybody else, right? Because they can't see what it is that you see. Um, why don't you try to do that later, right? Um, maybe that just isn't for you. Like, who are those people that are saying those things to you? I'm just giving examples, right? So, who are those people who are saying those things to you? And we're going to address how we're going to minimize them in our lives tomorrow. But for today, I need you to write those down. So, that's your assignment for today. So, write down the things that you fear, that the fear that has held you back from completing your task. Then I need you to write down your habits that have been preventing you from accomplishing your fears or accomplishing your goals, sorry. And then I need you to write down the people who are giving you the negative feedback or the negative self-talk or the safety, or they're trying to keep you safe, right? So they're just giving you that safety talk and trying to talk you off of doing that big, juicy, ambitious goal that you've been going after. I just need you to write down those. And then the same for you, those of you who have the workbook, you are just answering the questions. The things I fear are, my bad habits are, and then my haters are. And then there's one more section which says what else stops or block you. So if something else is stopping or blocking you and it doesn't fall in the category of a fear or a habit or a person, I just need you to put it in that section, right? Because I want it to be a catch-all for all the other things that don't fall into a specific area. So that section, what else holds you back that doesn't fall into any of the other sections, I want you to write that down too. And then for those of you that with the workbook, I want you to put it in that other section. So that's it for today's challenge. That's all I want you to do. Write down the fears that have held you back, the habits that have held you back, and the people that have held you back. And tomorrow we're going to talk about how we are going to address those. Because I can't set you up with the goals and I can't set you up with the action plan if I don't set you up with a way for you to address the things that have held you back in the past, right? Like I said, each one of the steps that we're doing are feeding into the other. And I can't just give you the meat and the without giving you the bones, right? So these are the bones that we're starting to work on because I want you to be successful in 2020 as you're working toward these goals. So I'm going to help you with the bones because we're going to stand up and we're going to push out and we're going to move into 2020 working towards our goals. So tomorrow we're going to start talking about how we're going to address these things. But what do you have to do today first? You have to complete today's assignment. So, step 5, stoppers and blockers. I need you to identify what and who they are. That's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow and we're going to start talking about how we are going to address them.